How's it going, everyone? This video is going to be about the Silver Bullet. Now, for this one, we are going to be focusing on the AM session only and using NQ as the ticker. We are first going to hop into a PDF, go over the model and framework before we hop into TradingView for some examples and then into FX Replay. I'm going to be focusing on the 10 to 11 a.m. time window or the AM session Silver Bullet window. The only time I will take entries is if it appears between 10 and 11 a.m. Now, for the framework, if you have seen my intraday bias video, you know that I will use the previous candle's high and low to frame reversals. And in this framework, I'm going to use the previous hour's high and low. And in this case, that's the 9 a.m. hourly candle. So the first thing I do when I get to the charts is once 10 a.m. hits, I'll use the previous hour's high and low, or the 9 a.m. hourly candle, and I'll mark off the low and the high of that. After that, I am looking for price to take one side of this range. So in this case, it takes the 9 a.m. high, and then I look for an entry to target the 9 a.m. low. Similarly, if we were to take the low of this candle, then I would look to be targeting the high. Now, these entries have to fall within 10 to 11 a.m. window, or I will not be looking for them. So let's take a look at a few examples of that. So here we are on the hourly chart, and the first thing I do is mark off the high and the low of the 9 a.m. hourly candle. So here I have marked that off. Now I drop down to the 1 minute time frame. Now for simplicity's sake, I'm going to remove these because I already have TFO's indicator set up to mark out that range for me. The next thing I'm going to do is mark out the Silver Bullet window, and that is from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. All I do is sit back and wait for a stop rate to occur below this low or above this high. So here we have a stop rate. Now I'm looking for an entry model lower to target this low. So let's see what happens. No displacement down yet. Displacement back up. So we're probably going to reach for this high. Now, let's see what happens here. Okay, come back down, no displacement down. And here what I see is this order block here, because it's supporting price. So we'll let one more candle play out. We have a fair value gap there as well, and midnight opening price. So what I'll do is I'll look to take a short entry. We'll use the midnight and the consequent encroachment there, my stop on this high, and where am I targeting? The other side of this previous hour's candle. That is our first example. So here we have our next example and our 9 o'clock candle here. So let's mark out the high and the low and then drop down to the 1 minute chart. Once again, I remove those lines as I have the session indicator set up to mark this out for me. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is mark out 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. with a vertical line, as that is the Silver Bullet window. Now let's go ahead and watch price action. You can see that price never swept the low or the high of this range, so this would be a session where I would not be looking to take a trade. Now that you understand the model, let's hop into FX Replay and backtest this. So here we are on FX Replay, and this is what it would look like if you just got your account. And so the first thing we're going to do, go over here, create a strategy, type in Silver Bullet, AM session, and then we're going to create a session here. And we'll go for this example with a $100,000 balance, and we're going to be trading NASDAQ. So we'll choose the CFD, NAS 100, and for this video, we'll backtest all of July up to the current date of this Friday. We'll use our strategy, Silver Bullet AM session, and go ahead and start that here. Go ahead and click this Play Now button. We have two window panes up, one with the 1 hour, one with the 1 minute. We're going to go ahead and customize some settings here. So we have it set to next Silver Bullet session, so the start of the New York AM at 10. So using that, when we hit go to, here we are at 10 a.m. So now what we do is we mark out the high and low on the 1 hour chart here. From here, going to be watching the 1 minute to see if we get a reversal or take this high or take this low. Letting this play ahead, shallow sweep. Let's see if we break this low. We don't yet. We sweep this low. likely to go a little higher. Okay, here's a displacement up. Very shallow sweep, so I want to see if we close below here. For those up close candles, we don't. As a mother's sweep. Okay. There's pretty aggressive movement up. Now I want to see if we can close below this low that made the new high. Okay, so we do. So what I'm going to mark out is this breaker block here. And I will be looking to enter short on this breaker. I stop on this high, and then I reach for this low. Now, what are my other requirements? It has to be before 11 a.m. So, quick here, hit place order, risking 1%, sell limit. Put my sell limit there, and let's see what happens. This one might miss us. Oh, we got tagged in right before 11 a.m. So let's see what happens. And what I did in backtesting was once this hits 3R, I will move my stop to break even. So we just hit our 3R there. So I'm going to grab my stop loss, put it at break even. And from here, we'll go ahead and go 5 minutes at a time and see how this plays out. And there we go. It took to the next day to hit price target. However, it did offer 3R pretty much directly after the first move. So let's hop into the next day and go to, so here we have our 9 a.m. candle. Mark that out. Go ahead and mark our 10 to 11 window. And here we are on 1 minute. Switch back to 1 minute. Pretty shallow sweep. Let's see if we get any displacement. Okay. Small fair all you up there. So we could take that. Not super convincing to me. I want to see a more aggressive displacement down. Okay. So that's pretty aggressive. So using this up close candle, it's an entry. Stop here. Where am I targeting? This low. So about 7.18R. Place the order. So it hits 3R. So I'll move my stop to break even. And there we go. Go to the next silver bullet. Let's mark out this high and low. Price did not sweep either side within our range, so we'll go to the next day. Marking out, I think 9 a.m. high or low. Okay, so we're sweeping this low. So ideally, I'd want to see it reach above this high. Okay, no displacement up. Okay, get a sweep, break structure up here. So see if we can entry right here. I'm using that fair value gap. It leaps without us, so we cancel our order because it's outside the 11 a.m. window. So here we are on the next day. Mark out the 9 a.m. candle. I am low. Okay. We do touch that high. I don't know, we consider that a sweep, just equal highs. Okay, that is a sweep over. Okay. We're continuing higher. Up close candles, the porting price. Okay. Now I'd be watching this. Down close candle before the move up. Let's see if this resists price. Currently supporting. Okay, now we have a close below that. So what I'm going to be looking to do is take this order block inside this mitigation or breaker as an entry. I stop on the high. Where am I targeting? The other side of this candle here. Place the order. See how this works out. Okay, 3R, you must stop to break even. And there we go. So let's go to the next New York Hingham session. Going to mark out the 9 a.m. candles, low, and the high. And let's see what happens. And here we are at our 11 a.m. No sweep, so we'll go to the next day. So we're going to mark out our 9 a.m. high and low. So we get a sweep. Let's see if we get any structure pointing down. We do not. See if these down close candles support price higher. They are currently. Here we're getting a little bit of move down. So we'll go ahead and enter on this fair value gap. And it doesn't take us in. So if we're looking at it, we would have taken our entry on the breaker. We would have been tagged in. However, wanted the fair value gap entry, so we didn't get it. Let's just see how this one would have worked out. It does go and take that low. So if we would have had a different entry, would have ended up with around 7.5 R, but that's okay. Let's go to the next one, our 9 a.m. high and low. Let's see what happens here. Okay, there's a sweep. Ideally, going to be seeing, a break below here. Or, okay. So we have a fair value up in this little breaker. We'll try it. Where am I targeting? This low. And once I hit 3R, that's where I want to be break even. So see how this works out. We're in and stopped out. So looks like it just, should I put my stop on that higher? Yeah, that looks to be unlucky. So here we are, marking out below and behind of this range. And there we are at our 11, so our end of our window. So we'll go to the next day. So here we are on Tuesday, the 1st. Mark out our low and our high. See what happens. So here's our sweep. It says pretty choppy, so we'll see what happens. Pretty aggressive down. Guess we can take this order block entry. Might have missed it. See if it comes back up. Clicked too fast. All right, there we go. Pretty quick one. Aggressive out, aggressive in. I thought it was going to hit this order block and going to leave us, but it did tag us in. So let's go to the next one. So here's our 9 a.m. high and low. Let's see what happens here. Okay, so we have our sweep. Do we have any structure moving up? Nope, not yet. I don't really like this because aggressive displacement is kind of a consolidation or retracement. So not a fan of that. So we hit our 11 a.m. Let's go to the next session. So here we are on the 3rd. We've already taken that previous high. So I want to see if we're going to reach for this low here. So ideally, I'd want to see a sweep of here. I'd want to see price close below here. Structure. Okay. No closing below there. Okay, and there's a close below. This one isn't as convincing to me, but we'll give it a try. Not a fan of this. Generally, once it already reaches almost to that low, not really looking to enter that. I prefer the entry on the sell side of the curve, not when price is coming back. So now we have displacement down, back up. So that's why I personally had to cancel this, but let's see how it would work out. And actually, would have never filled us before 11 a.m. anyways. So here we are on the 4th. Let's mark out our low and our high, and what it play out. So here we have a sweep down. All right, we'll give this a try. This breaker, Stop there. Target here. My 3R break-even point right there. And let's give this a go. There's 3R, move my stop to break-even. So let's go to the next AM session. Here we are on the 7th. Mark out the low and the high and see what happens. Seems the 10 AM candle just took this low. So if we don't come back into the range, not a large possibility of going through that high. Though let's see what happens. I'm not sure what the candles are doing there. So not going to do anything about it because I can't see the structure. But there's our 11 AM. We'll go to the next session. Here's our 9 AM high or low. So there's a sweep. Let's see if we get any displacement up here. Okay. I'm going to look too long right here. I'd stop on this low. Target the other side of this range. And that's just that 3R, so no reason to project a fib. So we're in there and stopped out. So let's go to the next session. Mark out the low and behind. Let's see what happens here. Okay, here's a sweep down. I'd want to see displacement back up. No displacement back up. This candle's respecting this fair value up. Not very aggressive. I'm not a fan of that. Okay. Let's go to the next session. Mark out our high and our low. And let's see what happens. We already took it on the 10 AM candle. See if we get any displacement down. So, lower time frame sweep, or we're going to get another one. We'll see. I want to see displacement down. There's displacement down. There we go. Yep. See what happens. And for this one, going to project my fib. See where 3R is. There's 3R. In my stop to break even. There we go. Let's go to the next session. So here we are on the 11th. Let's mark out our high and our low. And let's see what happened to. Okay, out. There's a sweep. Then we close below the body of this. So could take an entry on the breaker here. We'll give it a go. And comes back and stops us out. So here we are on the 14th. Mark out our low and our high. And let's see what happens here. Okay, here's a sweep. If we get any structure down. Not super clean. Let's see. Close below there. There. Okay, there's aggressive down. Order block. This is what I'm not liking about this. Can't sweep below this low. I'm going to give it one more candle. See if we sweep below that low. Yeah, that was a good decision. I want to see this third candle close below here before returning to this water block. And yeah, we just rip higher. So let's get it in the next session. So here we are on the 15th. Let's mark out this high and a low here. We already are below this low. Let's see if we get any move back up. Does not look like we're going to come back up. I will see. Consolidation. Let's see if we get met with a reversal here. And there we go at our 11. I don't personally like all this down here. I suppose I could have went for something there. Not really my style. So here we are on the, what day is this? The 16th. Let's see what happens here. Okay, there is a sweep. I don't see if we get any displacement lower here. Okay, that's still supporting price higher. Supporting price higher. See if we get another sweep here. Nope. There's aggressive displacement through there, through that low. Now look to enter here on the breaker, or we can take the fair value, to this low. Let's go ahead and enter there. And there we go. Let's go to the next day. So here we are on the 17th. Let's mark out the high and below here. See what happens. So here we get a sweep. I'd want to see a nice close above this phi here. Okay, no close above there. Didn't like that. This should either support price lower or be a turning point. Looks like price is going to trim down here. There's a move up. Not really a fan. And there is our 11 a.m. Suppose we get into that, but not really a fan of that. So here we have our high and our low marked out. Let's see what happens here. Here is a sweep. It's very shallow, which not a huge fan of that. No real displacement up. No fair value gaps, just met. Okay, here's a sweep again. There's a displacement. And let's see what happens right here. I'm a fan of that risk to reward, but we'll keep on the swing low and see what happens. There we go. Let's go to the next day. And that was actually our last day, it looks like. So let's go take a look at these analytics. So here we are in the analytics. We can go through day by day if we want to look at it and see what our best days were. It seems like Wednesday was our best day. However, I'm just focused on all. You can see our equity curve, pretty decent. We're taking higher risk to reward trades at their average RR of about 5. So it makes sense to see some larger spikes and then slower points in this equity curve. Now, if we go take a look at some more of these statistics, see our average trade was an hour and 29 minutes, took 15 trades, took it over 45 days. So looking at how we did performance by month, we only backtested July and half of August so far. So July, we ended up with 23.5%, and August so far with 16.93%, for a total of 44.41%. Now, it's important to notice I only tested this over 45 days and 15 trades. If I was to do a deeper backtest, I would be able to find out more information and see how this is over time. However, I do hope you enjoyed this video of backtesting, and if you want to check out FX Replay for yourself, there will be a code and a link in the description below that will get you 15% off and a free 5-day trial. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did find it helpful, I am considering doing a PM session bullet. If you are interested in that, let me know in the comments below. Other than that, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys later.